South Africa is facing its most explosive policing scandal since the end of apartheid. At the center of it all, a shadowy figure named Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, businessman, tender mogul, and alleged criminal kingpin with deep ties to government, the underworld, and a network of corrupt cops. In July 2025, KwaZulu-Natal's top police officer, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, took the nation by storm when he exposed an alleged plot to dismantle the elite political killings task team. His claims were chilling, that the very institutions meant to protect South Africans were being weaponized to protect killers, and those who paid them. This is the story of how Cat Matlala rose to power, how he allegedly manipulated South Africa's most sensitive investigations, and how a network of politicians, businessmen, and police generals worked to silence the truth. Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is not just a businessman. He's a powerful fixer with strong ties to the ANC and the criminal underworld. He made his fortune through state tenders, most notably a 360 million rand contract linked to the police and health departments, later found to be riddled with fraud. But money wasn't all he acquired. Matlala allegedly funneled bribes to high-ranking police officials, funded luxury holidays, and even gifted Mercedes-Benz vehicles to secure his protection and political influence. He's been connected to underworld figures, political operatives, and intelligence officials. Behind the suits and state contracts, Matlala is accused of ordering hits, organizing kidnappings, and manipulating the very law enforcement agencies that were supposed to investigate him. For years, the Political Killings Task Team operated as South Africa's last line of defense against a rising tide of political assassinations, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal. They investigated the murder of whistleblowers, counselors, and politicians tied to internal ANC conflicts. But in March 2025, without warning, 121 case dockets were taken away from the task team. Investigations ground to a halt. The reason? According to Commissioner Mkhwanazi, it was a direct order from Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, executed by Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. The dockets allegedly contained sensitive information that implicated senior officials, business people, and underworld figures, among them Cat Matlala. Commissioner Mkhwanazi's briefing unveiled a syndicate that stretched across political, police, and criminal lines. At the center was Matlala. He was allegedly paying Upa Brown Mogotsi, an ANC card-carrying member and businessman based in Mafeking, to orchestrate a plan to dismantle the task team. WhatsApp messages and payment trails showed that Brown was acting as the go-between, receiving money from Matlala, coordinating messaging campaigns, and working with senior police officers. The syndicate's goals were clear: shut down the task team, stop the investigations, and discredit anyone who stood in their way. Two names were at the top of their hit list: Commissioner Mkhwanazi and a key officer in his corner, Dumisuni Kumalo. Mkhwanazi accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of playing a central role in the plot. He claimed the minister directly ordered the removal of the 121 dockets, cases involving high-profile political killings, and handed that order down through General Sibiya. Senzo Mchunu denied all involvement. In a public statement, he claimed he had never even met Brown Mogotsi or Cat Matlala. But evidence tells a different story. Communications between the three surfaced: encrypted chats, indirect meetings, and coordinated actions that point to political interference at the highest level. What began as a murder investigation was now exposing a political cover-up. Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya, once tasked with supporting the Political Killings Task Team, is now under scrutiny. Mkhwanazi called him a criminal. He accused Sibiya of protecting certain suspects and deliberately obstructing investigations, including the high-profile assassination of South African rapper AKA. The bad blood between Mkhwanazi and Sibiya has been building for months, but it erupted into the open when Sibiya allegedly followed her Senzo Mchunu's order to dismantle the task team. The internal sabotage was no longer speculation, it was on record. Matlala's criminal record is growing. In 2023, Tebogo Thobejane, a South African actress, socialite, and influencer, known for her roles in Muvhango and her work in the entertainment and nightclub industry, was the target of an attempted hit. Tebogo Thobejane, who had built a reputation as one of Johannesburg's most glamorous and outspoken figures, was also connected to some of the city's most powerful circles. She had been romantically involved with Matlala. At first, their relationship seemed like a power couple pairing, a glamorous actress and a wealthy tenderpreneur. But behind the scenes, cracks began to form. When the relationship soured, Tebogo became a liability. She knew too much about Matlala's dealings, and insiders say she was beginning to distance herself. That's when the violence came. Outside a nightclub, gunmen opened fire on her car. She survived, but investigators later discovered the hit had been orchestrated by Matlala himself. He wanted her silenced before she could become a threat. In another case, whistleblower Jerry Boshoga was kidnapped. Witnesses tied the operation back to Matlala's bodyguards. Authorities believe Matlala attempted to kill his own wife, the very woman who once stood beside him, and may have ordered hits on multiple rivals and potential witnesses. But this wife was not just a bystander. Investigators revealed she had allegedly assisted him in carrying out certain assassinations, and she too was arrested for her role in the network of violence. Matlala's reach even extended into the prison system. Just weeks ago, he was caught inside CMAX prison with an illegal cell phone, allegedly used to coordinate his syndicate from behind bars. Despite being in custody, Matlala was still pulling strings. Cat Matlala is no ordinary criminal. He survived multiple assassination attempts. He allegedly funded trips for senior police officials, bought political access, and used dirty money to silence journalists and whistleblowers. He built a network that blurred the lines between the state and the underworld. He funded ANC events. He hosted Minister Bheki Cele at his luxury penthouse. He overcharged the state by tens of millions, often without delivering the services he was paid for. Even when his tender was revoked, he kept the profits and used them to fund the syndicate. According to a News 24 investigation titled 9 Lives, Matlala was not just protected, he was untouchable. But even the most powerful empires fall. The public outcry was immediate. Civil society organizations, opposition parties, and even members of the ANC began demanding answers. President Cyril Ramaphosa had no choice. On July 13, 2025, he placed Police Minister Senzo Mchunu on special leave and announced a full judicial commission of inquiry into the disbandment of the political killings task team. Lieutenant General Sibiya is facing internal investigation. Upa Brown Mogatsi is now under surveillance. And Cat Matlala is facing over a dozen charges, ranging from attempted murder and kidnapping to conspiracy, fraud, and racketeering. For the first time, the syndicate is on the back foot. Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is still behind bars, but his influence is far from over. The full extent of the conspiracy is only just beginning to unfold. More arrests may follow, more assassinations may be revealed. The web of political protection that shielded Matlala for so long is now being tested. The 121 dockets may hold the answers to dozens of unsolved murders, and the South African public is demanding justice. This is no longer just a criminal case. It's a test of the soul of the South African state. If the truth is buried, if the syndicate survives, then democracy itself may have already been assassinated.